Yes, right now you may find yourself exploring a gift that life has given you, whether it's your job, your new school year, having a baby, traveling, starting a business, pursuing a new goal, or discovering a new relationship. Even though you are at the center of everything that happens to you, sometimes doubt can start to creep in, and you're not sure if you're going to get through it or not. And when you're so uncertain about whether to do something or not, you start to question whether this journey is really for you. So you ask yourself, I really need this thing? I really want this thing? It causes you to feel like you're losing control or floating in the void trying to make sense of everything you've accomplished so far. So you may even come to think that we're just at the beginning of the road, how to move forward in my career. I really want to be in a relationship with these people. I want to go deeper into the sea of deep decisions without a particular style of that. You start to like it, and it's an overwhelming agitation, and it happens because of the thought that there are so many opportunities that you could do so much more, but you're doing so little that you can't even take advantage of it. So why is it that whenever you have to make a decision, you'll do anything to get the result you want? You make a list of all sorts of possible outcomes, and you spend weeks, months, even years trying to make sure that the decision you're going to make is the right one, to make you want to make sure that the decision you're going to make is the right one, to make you want to take action. A little bit more, you don't want to fail in this business. You have often heard that failures are part of the journey, and while you may agree with this concept, you may not accept the idea that it could happen to you. You may say that it is not failure that scares you. Your real fear is that you don't know what you really want if you spend your time and energy doing one thing that you think you've never done before you want too many things at once, and you don't like to choose. That means you'll spend your time and energy doing other things you like to do if you just want to take care of yourself, and that actually makes sense. We all want what's best for you. Ultimately, you've all been given one life, and we need to make the most of it. Frankly, you may have succumbed to a bad way of thinking to make up your mind on what's best for you 5. After 10 or even 20 years, too, whether you have just ignored the wonderful opportunities life has to offer along the way, everything has become clear, and everything is there. There is no such thing as the right moment. Where we go, you have to start somewhere, and over time, while you are in the moment of action, the image of what you really want will become clearer, train you to think that making a good decision takes time, and you need to go through it in detail. Life is not an equation that you can solve. Just by talking about it, you need to take action. You need to get involved in activities, because there is no better way to get to what will bring you to the best point in our lives. You can't miss out on those things, because you can only upgrade it by walking away from them. Your life is a complex mix of good and bad, and you need to call it all experience if you try to sit and think instead of taking action to answer the question of why. You won't get the answer. You need to go through multiple processes that are full of mistakes. You gain experience in solving problems by experimenting and eliminating some of the strategies that didn't work for you in the past as you struggle with different things. So there is no hard and fast rule or formula that works for everyone. And if you make a mistake, you can give it a second chance because you have interacted with it before and you have learned what to try. The great thing about decisions made in the past is that all experience should make it possible, no matter which option you have chosen in the past, it has led you to a different point in your life. Thanks to where you have come from, you can use different approaches to get out of the maze of problems. Sometimes you may feel happy, satisfied, and fulfilled. Other times you may feel discouraged, resentful, and even want to give up. That's what this whole journey is all about. Every beginning is difficult. You may have to face the challenge of moving away from the route you are on. It is difficult to get out of the routine you are used to because you have to step into unknown territory. And nothing will be enough to motivate you to do it unless you have a practical solution. And bridge is a good way to get you started. So the way you talk at sea is also not our business. Doubts and uncertainty are not our business. When you say, I don't know what I want to do with my life, You spend your point expanding on things you don't know. All your attention will not help if you give that perspective. You will never find what you want to do in life. Take some time and write down the things you are sure about. Take your room away from the things you don't know and direct it to the things you do know, and make sure about your goals, aims, and desires. Write down everything that you are sure about, what you know for sure. Maybe you are sure that you want to travel to different parts of this world. Maybe you are sure that you want to start a new business. Maybe you are sure about where you're going to travel. Maybe you are sure about how you are going to start a business. Maybe you are not focusing on the fact that you are going to travel, and you are not focusing on the fact that you are going to start a business. What you are going to do is to cast doubt on the thought that I don't know what I want to do. We turn it into reality, and you know that you want to travel to different parts of the world. This way you can change the conditions. We take the unknown and turn it into the known. Are you sure that you want to start your own business? If the answer is yes, whether you succeed or not, go and make it happen. Whatever the consequences, you will not be right, because you can avoid strategies that didn't work the first time. Yes, this is the kind of thinking you should show against the doubt that you have now that you have gained enough experience to be able to develop new ones as you build them. Everything else is unnecessary for you to think about, but you will find the answers over time when you actually start to do something that you have realized. The graphic point is that we need to think and analyze a lot when it is not active. If you spend a lot of time and energy thinking about and analyzing uncertainty and doubt, you create more space for that uncertainty and doubt to occupy your life. If you go to sleep thinking about it, and you wake up thinking about it, and you spend energy thinking about it, it starts to show up in your life on a regular basis. You try it on because you're sure that you want to buy it. If it doesn't fit, you ask for a new size, but you do all this for the same outfit. You try on all the sizes until you find the one that makes you feel comfortable. And that's why waking up for everything that you're sure you want and going through trial and error will help you get to the point in your life where you feel comfortable. If you fall down, you will get up, because you still have a long way to go to reach your goal. A child who is just learning to walk falls down, he falls down. But with all the determination his little body has, he picks himself up and keeps doing it until he manages to do it on his own, as if he realizes that to get up he has to use both hands and feet instead of one hand and one foot. So here he is. We all have our own rhythm. So we have to patiently put ourselves in the dawn and go through as many trials as we need, because when we are 90 years old, each one of us will look back and say that we have lived a life full of good things. Or is it full of what-ifs?